Hello, everyone. We're live on NDTV's YouTube channel. We have with us a set of great experts, in-house experts here at NDTV, and we'll be talking about the India-Australia match. There's also a likelihood that Shubman Gill might not be available for the Afghanistan game. Will he be ready for Pakistan? That is the big question that we're asking on this live. Gentlemen, Kalka match. It was an exciting affair.
Yeah.
Did you guys have a heart attack right at the beginning?
But in the first innings, we were, frankly speaking, we were fighting to avoid sleep because Australia's batting was so boring. As simple as that. You might credit the Indian bowlers for that. They restricted the Australian.
You also want to credit the
pitch. Yeah, of course, the pitch also. There was invariable bounce. The pace was too pace. It was difficult for the batters, but still. As NDTV's expert Sawa Karim said, they should have shown more intent. At least they should have tried 250 plus total. That's the minimum. Okay, I mean, in the age of T20s, you just can't blame the pitch and the bowlers to not score even 250. So the first innings was that, and then the heart attack part. It really happened in those first 2 overs. Even chasing 200 looked difficult, but then King Kohli. He did what he does best.
Absolutely. And talking about that heart attack, 3 ducks from the top 4 batters of India. It has happened for the very first time in men's ODI when it comes to India. So something that we thankfully avoided. We ended up on the winning side, and it was in fact a chasing masterclass by Virat Kohli and KL Rahul. We'll talk about both these batters, but I really want to talk about that last ball when KL Rahul hit that shot. He was hoping that instead of sending it for a 6, he would have sent it for a 4, so that he could have completed the boundary with the very next ball. But talk about that innings. Talk about KL Rahul's innings. We'll talk about Virat Kohli as well. But how crucial was that KL Rahul innings, especially? Because we have been talking about these number 4, number 5 batters, and we look at all the other teams and we see the likes of Klaasen and everyone who are more or less like power hitters. But you, in this particular team, you have an orthodox batter in that very position. How crucial is that for Team India?
I think with KL, I think with KL Rahul, we finally see, we have been always questioning who will be our number 4. Number 4 has been a concern for a long time.
Yeah.
I think yesterday, KL Rahul and Virat Kohli's innings also showed that we can talk about the pitch, we can talk about conditions, but then there comes an innings which actually makes you think, is the pitch really playing that much of a role?
Yeah.
Because if you look at India's innings, the first 3 batters, 2 of them were actually responsible shots given the situation.
Correct.
They could have been avoided. We cannot put it completely on the pitch.
Yeah.
And if we look at KL Rahul and Virat Kohli's innings, if we look past 1 or 2 instances like the mixed catch, they were very clear about their approach. I think that was the biggest thing that we can take from those innings, that the approach was there. They knew how to execute it. Virat Kohli, as you said, chase master, right? Yeah. He knows, he has done this. And once again, we saw that he knew what to do.
And he was, in fact, from what we heard after the match, he was, in fact, telling KL Rahul, let's play it like a test match. Let's play it like test cricket for a bit, so that you gain that momentum and then you go out and finish the match. I mean, what does it take mentally for somebody who comes out to bat in a situation where 3 of your wickets have fallen for 2 runs, and to go out there to weather that storm and then to get back into the match and then to ultimately win it? How strong you need to be mentally to do that?
And especially against a team like Australia,
against Australia. I mean, and Australia is generally whenever it comes to an ICC tournament, Australia is a completely different beast altogether.
They are ruthless. They're
absolutely ruthless. To go there, win your first match against Australia, I think it's a great.
I mean, see, Kohli, we all know, he's a star, he's a chase master, everything. KL Rahul, particularly, Kohli needed somebody to stick with him. Shreyas Iyer, we were all hoping he to be the great number 4 batter, but he couldn't stand up yesterday.
Was it a little irresponsible for him to play that shot, given the situation?
Because it's ODI cricket. You have 300 balls to play, and you are chasing just 200 runs. So
and this could have been a very different conversation had Shreyas Iyer hit that shot for a boundary and then go on to score a 50 run. 50 runs in that match. So it could have been a very different conversation.
But I'm sure Yuvraj Singh during the innings he tweeted that why not play KL Rahul at the number 4 spot, and he is justifying his role. Coming back from such an injury break, and mind you, it's not just an injury break. Before he went on to have that surgery, he was not really having a good time on the field. He was struggling with form, and then to come back and do that in the biggest of stage in such a high pressure match with India 3 down, hats off to KL Rahul.
Yeah, according to me, KL Rahul deserves more appreciation than Kohli, because the way he battled through
that is a very big statement, a very controversial statement being made here on our live right now, and I'm sure there are going to be a lot of viewers who might be watching this would come after you. So go ahead, take that.
No, I think the way he battled through his injuries, all the criticism that he went through past 1 year.
Agree.
The way he stood up in that particular situation when 3 down, only 2 runs on the board, hats off to him.
Absolutely, and also the fact that he has possibly been the most trolled Indian cricketer in the last 6-8 months, and for him to come and make that statement, and not just in the World Cup, but also in the Asia Cup when he came back, hit that century against Pakistan. And then to do it all over again in the first match against Australia in a crisis or in a crunch situation,
and this will give him like loads of confidence.
This is also going to give a lot of bowlers a lot of headaches, by the way.
Because for them, Rohit, Virat Kohli were already part of the plan. To attack Virat Kohli, get Virat Kohli and Rohit's wicket. Now you have a middle order. If you see, you have KL Rahul, you have Hardik Pandya. Who are good batters. So India has a lower middle order who can score 100 plus stands. So that will really bode India well going forward.
I also wanted to talk about Virat Kohli, and I was reading this tweet by Virender Sehwag, where he said कि जहाँ मामले बड़े होते हैं वहाँ
King Kohli खड़े होते हैं.
Yeah, so King Kohli doing King Kohli things and winning us the match. It was a very, very crucial innings by Kohli, and a very unlike Kohli innings, because when you look at what Kohli does while chasing, he has a set target in his mind for every 2 overs, 3 overs, and he goes about doing his business in that particular manner. But in this case, in this particular match, you could see and you could sense that he wanted to take it as deep as the match could go, and just the fact that we only had to make 200 runs, it basically worked in our favor. And he also got that time along with KL Rahul to make sure that once the ball gets old, due factor comes into play, things will become easy, and that is what he waited for. So that
psyche, that's what a great player does.
Exactly.
He not only plays the opposition's bowler, but he plays with the opposition's psyche also, because the Australians, they were really charged up after those three wickets. They were going in. Mitchell starts.
Reaction. Rohit Sharma got out, and how every the entire Australian team.
उनको पता चल गया था. And they smell blood. Even in defending only 119, and they smell blood, and that's what Virat Kohli did. He not just scored runs. He understood the nature of the pitch. He understood the situation that India is in, and he knew India had enough number of balls, and there had to be some poor balls from Australia also. They capitalized on it and they ran. Kohli, as we know, he's a fabulous runner. One point, we all talk about his cover drives and straight drives, everything, but the amount of running that he does.
The rest of the Indian batters, especially whoever bats with him, they possibly have a great cardio workout whenever.
That's true.
So everyone has a great heart health and lungs health in our team only because of Virat Kohli, because it makes them run. And why I'm saying this is because till the 40th over, there were no sixes hit. It was only Hardik Pandya when he came and hit that six. So you could understand what was going on on the field, especially with how Kohli was approaching the game, etc. Another big talking point is Shubman Gill, and that is what we are trying to decode, trying to understand what is going to happen if Shubman Gill doesn't play against Afghanistan, whether he will be ready for, whether he will be match fit for for the big clash, India versus Pakistan, because and especially because that match is happening at Ahmedabad, a stadium where he literally owns that stadium. 3 centuries in IPL, and he would be really itching to go out and play, right?
I mean, the decision is, see, he's definitely going to miss Afghanistan because he has not traveled, and BCCI has officially sent a press release that he is still under medical observation. The thing is, even if he's ready, will the Indian team management, despite his fabulous record in Ahmedabad, will they risk to play Shubman Gill right in his first match against Pakistan? I mean, that's a big call,
I think it also depends on how Ishan Kishan
is so Ishan Kishan's performance, I think, against Afghanistan is going to be the key, and also obviously apart from the medical thing, whether he's fit or not. But if Ishan Kishan fails,
another collapse and we'll see.
Because the way Ishan Kishan, we all know one day he can play like the most fabulous innings in the whole year, and then.
But I think it is one of those. I think it is one of those matches against Australia where he tried to do something and then he got out. But we also need to factor in the point that he has scored 3 half centuries in his last 5 matches. He was great against West Indies as well,
and he's a left-hander.
And exactly, more importantly, he's a left-handed batsman. And to have a left-handed batter right at the top of your batting order, I think it works.
It has always worked. I mean,
it has always worked. You see the likes of Shikhar Dhawan, you see the likes of Gautam Gambhir, and all these players. And how India has approached, even if you want to go back and talk about Saurabh Ganguly and everyone, you've always had a left-hand, right-hand combination going on for India, and it has been a very successful combination. But because of what Shubman Gill has achieved in his very short career, is the reason why we're still going on.
Do you think there might be a situation, just hypothetically, that it might be? I'm asking to you also. If suppose Ishan Kishan does decently well against Afghanistan, 30-40, 50 good, 30-40, and Shreyas Iyer doesn't do well against Afghanistan also, so Shubman Gill comes back, Ishan Kishan also plays, and Shreyas Iyer goes out.
Because I think the biggest thing that India wanted, even more than opener, is someone in the middle order. I think that is why we saw the name of Tilak Verma coming, which is he's a good player. But we also have to see how much experience he had to suddenly come into the picture. I think one of the biggest reasons was his recent form, and also the fact that he's becoming a left-handed middle order option. So I really feel that Shreyas Iyer is the one who really has to prove his place.
Because KL Rahul anyways can play at top.
KL Rahul gives you a 4 and a 5 and even opening.
Wicket keeping.
Wicket keeping for sure. Worst case scenario, we have an opening team.
But do you think it would be a panic situation for India if, like you said, if Ishan Kishan doesn't do well against Afghanistan, or for that matter, Shreyas Iyer doesn't do well against Afghanistan?
Then it can be a panic situation, because in that case, if Gill is also not well and if Ishan Kishan is also not doing well, then it may trigger the panic button.
Yeah. We should all collectively find that mosquito and try and ask questions of him as well. Because this is really bad timing. This is really bad timing.
Just before the World Cup, come on.
And imagine we have, going into the World Cup, we have ticked all the boxes. We have figured out our opening combination. We have figured out the players who will be playing in this team in the middle order. Everyone came to the party. Everyone was performing during the Asia Cup, during the India-Australia series. You have the likes of, as a backup, you have the likes of Suryakumar Yadav waiting in the wings.
Mhm.
If at all he gets a chance, he's ready to go out and perform. So India literally has ticked all the boxes for the World Cup. The question is, it just takes one match for everything to go haywire.
I think that's also because the script was not great. 20 years later, when we make this film, we should not have a script where everything was perfect for us to win, right? We need that one panic moment.
But I think one panic moment against Australia, I think it is more than enough because honestly,
I think it should be a wake-up call for the Indian top order because I think Indian top order has not been that consistent last 1 year. I mean, we all talk about Kohli's century drought and everything.
Really don't talk about Rohit Sharma.
Rohit Sharma, we really don't talk about Rohit Sharma.
Let's talk about Rohit Sharma. Let's talk about
I mean,
what do you think is your perception of Rohit Sharma, especially when we are talking about an ICC tournament? Because when you look at his record in the last couple of ICC tournaments, he hasn't been great. He hasn't been consistent. Of course, there are innings where he has gone on and scored a half century or a century once in a while. But the fact that the kind of consistency that we are looking at from somebody like a Rohit Sharma, we're not getting that.
Yeah, I mean, he said that he has changed his tactics a bit.
Yeah.
He's trying to play a bit more aggressive cricket, keeping in mind the current times, where England, they have like completely changed the way we look at ODI cricket, and he's trying to do that. But I don't know. Obviously, we are nobody to advise him on how to bat. But I mean, keeping in mind the magnanimity of the situation, we need the Rohit Sharma of old. We need long innings from him, daddy hundreds.
You basically want the Rohit Sharma of 2019.
Exactly.
5 centuries in the World Cup.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I also say that I think just with Rohit Sharma and the rest of the team, and I think just a bigger thing that we fans also forget is that I think we are falling into the trap of not looking at formats. Because if you look at yesterday's game, when we lost 3 wickets, we had 2 good batters on the crease. They showed that you don't need to take risks. I mean, not every match needs to be finished by the 40th over.
Yeah, you can play dull cricket, right? Yeah.
We are so
Dull and effective.
We are so
Let's not call it dull. Whenever India plays, it is always effective. It is always interesting.
I think it is also the reason why we are talking so much about ODI cricket in general, because we look at Test cricket, right? And we have this respect for Test cricket. We look at it as a testing ground, and we look at T20 cricket as entertaining cricket. We look at ODI and we think, okay, you are neither there.
Neither sort of hybrid that nobody wants to watch.
Well, that is another debate.
I think ODI cricket will become interesting again when ODI cricket is played like ODI cricket.
Yeah.
I think we very much look into ODI cricket again as a T20.
So what you're saying is the last match, India versus Australia. Was it a great example of how an ODI cricket should be played? Given you have 50 overs, even if you lose 2-3 wickets, 2-3 early wickets, you go on, consolidate, use that 11 to 40.
Yeah, I mean the second innings was really. Why MS Dhoni is considered great? It's not because he hit the longest 6 or he hit the most number of centuries, because he could divide the 50 overs into 10-5 small overs. Like he had set targets. Like I will score if I'm chasing 300, then in 5 overs I will score 25.
Not every game can have the same.
And if I'm chasing to 200, with
somebody should go and behind this.
Exactly.
I think 200 on a tricky pitch,
and
350 on an easy pitch.
They
can't be the same approach, right? You can't be like, okay, there's 200 to chase, we can do it in 25 overs. And then you lose 4 wickets, and then you don't know what to do about it.
Correct.
So I think every game needs their approach, and I think yesterday, as we were talking about the chase, it was a perfectly planned chase.
Yeah. It was indeed a perfectly planned chase, and you cannot not talk about KL Rahul and Virat Kohli, the way they went about their innings. I really hope and I really wish either of the two could have got a century. Because both of them
Deserved it.
I
deserved
think
to
not
get a
just
century.
Rahul. I think the whole country even was stunned for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And then they celebrated the match.
Yeah. But why don't we also talk about that drop catch? Mitchell Marsh. Mitchell Marsh.
Thank
would
you
be,
very much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mitchell Marsh. Thank you very much for not being the perfect fielder in this Australia unit. I'm sure you are going to be taking a lot many catches. But thank you very much for dropping this one, because that in fact was the turning point of the chase. Had that catch been taken, I highly doubt it would have been this easy for India to go on. And
That was a phase of like 2-3 overs, where even Kohli and Kohli was chasing the balls that were going in the fifth stump.
Yeah.
He played that shot. I mean, that shot, although that short ball from I think it was Hazelwood, right? I mean, who was the bowler that Mitchell Marsh?
Yeah.
So it surprised him, but Kohli's shot selection was not that great during those phases, and I think it sort of was a wake up call. Like, okay, fine.
I think the wake up call was the first over that Kohli faced, where he was basically chasing that.
I think 3 balls.
He chased, yeah.
Chasing the
And
ball.
we were thinking, kar kya raha hai, bhai?
And every time that happened, I would get a heart attack, a minor heart attack. Because we have seen him get out in that manner.
Exactly.
And we have seen him get out time and again doing exactly the same thing he was trying in that first over. Also, Kohli was given a gold medal for his fielding. India was in fact terrific with the way they went about the fielding in the first innings. Kohli was given that gold medal by the team. I think Mitchell Marsh, he should just go and give it to Mitchell Marsh for not taking that catch. I think that is going to be the prize that he should have won for giving India hope and for giving joy to a billion plus people, and making sure that India went on and literally just make it a very easy game for themselves. Again, Shubman Gill is not ready for Afghanistan, and this is what BCCI have said, and they in fact came out with, like you were saying, they have come out with a statement, and they have said that he will stay back in Chennai, and he will wait a second. He will stay back in Chennai and be under the supervision of the medical team. This basically means that when it comes to an illness like dengue, you are literally out for at least 7 to 10 days.
Yeah, and it also means he is not even half fit. Because if he would have been half fit, if he would have recovered fully, he would have at least traveled with the team. Traveling with the team is
practicing.
So the signs are not really that great. And Pakistan match is less than 5 days away.
I think that will also play a factor, because as much as
why did you say?
Yeah, so that is surely going to be a factor. I mean, I think for me, I think Shubman Gill is not going to play.
Even I think so, because even if they
I mean,
panic, they will need an at least fit Gill.
Gill, yeah.
I mean, even one day of practice, a proper practice, you will need that. And I think
if he is not match fit, say hypothetically for Pakistan, does it change the way India approaches that game then? Or because you'll be up against, and we have been seeing this meme where all of us, when a certain left armer comes in to bowl against India's top order on 14th of October, and everybody
knows the name.
Everyone knows the name. Yeah. So I really want to know if India is going to change their approach going into that match against Pakistan, because that is one match that we have to win.
Yeah.
Irrespective of the fact we win other matches or not, that is one match that we have to win.
I mean, I think the team management by now, though even though it's not officially announced the team and all, they know the combination for the Pakistan match as well. They know what is exactly happening. So I think they would have prepared that way, and if they are preparing that way, keeping in mind that Shubman Gill is not playing, then the same thing, Ishan Kishan will be told that you go your own way. If you hit a 30 ball 50, well and good. If you are out for a low score, will take that, because we have batters later in the order who can hold the
So you're
innings.
basically saying that it is going to be an all-out approach from the Indian openers against Pakistan? Or
It should be a fearless approach, because when you are facing the likes of that left arm pacer Shaheen Afridi and other terrific pacers that Pakistan have, if you are defensive, if you're trying to save your wicket, you will obviously get out.
he's basically Lord Voldemort. Let's not
I
take
think considering the pitch they will play on, they may actually go for an option like Suryakumar Yadav.
Might be.
Maybe because
you think so?
yeah, because
From out of the box one.
I genuinely feel Suryakumar Yadav is a great option depending on how he's being used. Because if you look at Suryakumar Yadav's performances, he's someone who has thrived in T20 cricket because he knows his role that well. In ODI, he has struggled a lot of times because he's not exactly sure where he comes in. Does he need to hold back? Does he need to go? On a pitch like Ahmedabad,
but I think he has come into his own in the Australia series.
Yeah,
79.
Yeah, because when you look at all his innings that he played, he kind of understood what approach to take and to play the format rather than playing just T20 very exciting cricket. I think he kind of understood that, and that is where he came good. You see the kind of innings that he played against Australia, and a lot of people might say that this was a practice series for both the teams, and I agree to a certain degree because none of the teams were in fact putting up their best teams in that series, and
runs still count.
Confidence still count. Yeah, and then also for somebody like Suryakumar Yadav, practice counts, and for him to go on and score those half centuries, I think it's a great plus for India.
I think revisiting the discussion we were having, I personally feel more than Ishan Kishan. I think Shreyas Iyer is a slot that will be heavily questioned because KL Rahul can come up. And as soon as KL Rahul comes up, you have Ishan Kishan. You can add a Suryakumar there. Just really strengthen your batting there.
Do you genuinely feel that India is going to
experiment?
Experiment or tamper there?
I feel the next game will be crucial because if we have two collapses back to back, they will have to think of options because the first game you still can have many explanations.
Yeah, because it's the first match.
In the second game, if you have a collapse like that, hopefully that will not happen at all. Will not lose the first wicket before 250. But if we have it, then we will have to look at options because
250.
Let's we see that Rohit Sharma struggles against Shaheen Afridi.
Yeah.
So we need to have a very stable middle order then.
Yeah.
Like we need to work on a middle order, especially with the likes of Surya or Shreyas Iyer. We need to have a strong middle order because we see that Rohit Sharma genuinely struggles against Shaheen.
Yeah.
So I think the middle order batter that Surya is going to play a crucial role against Pakistan.
Yeah. Talking about that match, talking about Pakistan's bowling, especially fast bowling, you have the likes of Shaheen Afridi, you have the likes of Haris Rauf back in the team. But you don't have Naseem Shah, who has been extremely crucial for Pakistan in the last 1 year. The best average that any Pakistani bowler has had, it was Naseem Shah, and he's not playing in the World Cup because of an injury. So that is going to be a big miss, especially on the Ahmedabad pitch, which is known to favor the batters. On that pitch, to not have Naseem Shah in their team, I think it is going to be a big miss for Pakistan. But that is obviously great news for India. But let's also talk about the fact that when we are talking about Pakistan's bowling, we also need to take into account how India has been bowling in the recent past. We have the likes of Bumrah and Siraj doing really well.
Yeah.
We have the spinners, the three spinners who played in against Australia. They did really well. Who do you feel when you talk about the India versus Pakistan game? Who do you feel is going to miss out? Is it going to be Ashwin or is it going to be any other bowler?
I think not Jadeja for sure.
I think
Jadeja gives you an all-round asset. So
it is not
same with Ashwin also because Ashwin can bat. So I don't think Ashwin should miss out.
But I think Kuldeep has been really effective.
Yeah.
And also
Kuldeep has definitely cemented
also
his place
the
in
team
that's true.
management really is backing Kuldeep at the moment.
Yeah.
So I think if anybody misses out, it will be Ashwin.
Yeah.
And I think I have to talk about it. The sad part of it all, that Mohammad Shami is not getting a chance.
Mohammad Shami is not getting a chance. It's a problem of plenty.
Yeah,
for India.
we can't even like directly say that this is his fault.
Yeah.
It's just that there is no slot. And Siraj is doing really well.
Absolutely. When you take 6 wickets
Yeah.
in a final, and it is very difficult for you to sit out after that match.
I think that was the first thought I had when he took 6 wickets. Like, great, he took 6 wickets. Shami is never coming back.
Shami is definitely not coming back into this team. But there are going to be. It's a long tournament, and like a lot of the experts, a lot of these pundits were saying that you have to take it, look at it as a marathon and not as a sprint. And you are obviously going to get pitches where you can play 3 batters, 3 bowlers, 3 pacers. You're obviously going to get pitches where you can try and go for just 2 spinners and 4 bowlers, and try and make your team bowlers heavy. There are also going to be matches which I feel Ahmedabad is India versus Pakistan is one of those matches where I think you'll need an extra batter in your lower order. So
I think Hardik is a huge help.
Hardik
gives you 10 overs of.
Let's talk about him. Hardik, while he was bowling against Australia, he wasn't that effective. But you also need to look into the context because you're bowling on a pitch where the pitch is doing a lot of things, and especially for the spinners. And Australia basically wanted to target those runs in a hurry, and possibly it's because Hardik was one of those bowlers who was coming as a first change. It's the reason why Australia went after him, and he went for those runs. But I think, like you said, he brings a lot to the table. He is a great. Possibly one of the best all-rounders that we have in world cricket right now.
And really familiar with Ahmedabad.
That's true. He is the king of, just like Shubman is the prince of Ahmedabad. He is possibly considered the king of Ahmedabad after winning the first IPL trophy that Gujarat Titans played there. Shubman Gill, you have Shubman Gill. That's a big question mark. Bowlers, we'll see whether India goes with 3 spinners or 3 pacers in that match. The big question for everyone is Shubman Gill, and Shubman Gill, we really hope that he gets match fit as soon as possible. He's definitely not playing against Afghanistan, but for him to come back against Pakistan is going to be a big plus for India, especially on a pitch where he has scored 3 centuries in the IPL. Will that happen? Will Shubman Gill be ready for Pakistan? That is the question. That is what we were discussing. Thank you for joining us on this NDTV Live. We'll be back with more.
Thank you.